Welcome to Joe's Atmosphere.
Sit down with the Hall of Famer Tim McCarver to relive that magical season.
How dominating was that team? You won 101. You won it by 10 games. How special was the 67 squad?
It was very special, I think, in the history of the game.
Unfortunately for the Mets, their short lead over the Cards proved to be short-lived.
Here we are after 18 wonderful years together.
I don't know who's going to replace me next year, but I will guarantee you one thing. This guy will make you better. And I mean much better. And it's been a privilege and an honor. And all the talented men and women behind the scenes throughout the years. 34 years ago, my obligation shifted from the field and the players to the booth, and to you, the viewers, and to you. Fairness and accuracy, and honesty have always been my goals. Along with teaching you something you may not have known about this great game. I've achieved those things. Thank you very much.
All right, good evening, folks, and welcome to the Brothers Hack the Matrix. How you doing, my brother?
Kick ass, bro. How are you doing? That was a nice little video at the start there.
Yeah, I made that for you because I know you're a big baseball fan, and we're leading off tonight, jumping right into it with a story about Tim McCarver, one of the best voices that ever called baseball, right up there with Vince Scully and the rest of them. He died at the age of 81 today. According to this article, Tim McCarver, an all-star catcher and Hall of Fame broadcaster who during 60 years in baseball won 2 World Series titles with the St. Louis Cardinals and had a long run as one of the country's most recognized and incisive and talkative television commentators, died Thursday at the age of 81. McCarver's death was announced by Baseball's Hall of Fame, which said he died Thursday morning due to heart failure in Memphis, Tennessee, where he was with his family. So he had his family with him. Yeah, hats off to him. He had a storied career for sure.
No doubt. Great baseball player, Hall of Famer. And, I know him from, him calling the games, color guy. Very intuitive, knew the game inside and out, really made the game fun to watch, really enjoyed when he called games. And, saw that article today, and it's a sad day, right? 81. It just seems like that 80 barrier is...
It's a tough one, bro.
That's a tough one right there, man.
Tough one to get through. He was a catcher, wasn't he?
Yeah.
When I was preparing that video, I saw pictures of him with the Cardinals and with the Phillies. I'm not sure what other teams he played for, but I'm pretty sure he played most of his career with the Cardinals, right? He won 2
probably
World
with the Cardinals,
Series.
I would imagine. But again, I know him from him calling games, and really fun to listen to games he called. he really brought a lot to the game, and he broke it down for even if you didn't know baseball or anything. He made it really fun to watch and very easy to understand what was going on. So yeah, really brought a lot to the games that you watched, and it's a big loss. Well, I guess the video, he just retired not too long ago, but wow.
2013. So 2013 World Series. That's 10 years ago, Dan.
Yeah, no doubt. 2013. I wonder if the Red Sox won that series, because that's the Cardinals. Who knows,
brother?
But yeah, big loss.
They did.
Hats off. Hats off.
They did. They were playing the Cardinals.
Anytime they played the Cardinals, they won that game, that series. But yeah, big loss. Sad to see him go. Godspeed, and yeah, thanks for the memories, brother.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for the memories, Mr. Carver, for sure.
Yeah.
David's already in the house. He says, and to you, the viewer, the viewer. Yes.
Yes, we had a little bit of echo going on with that opening video. I don't know if you heard that, but
it's because of exactly why I didn't want to turn the sound on earlier. Yeah, I forgot to mute it. Sorry about that. Let's see. Looking forward to seeing you, Hylunder. You may not see him, Dave. He's a little busy.
Yes.
Let's see.
Talk to you about that
96. Past 96, your odds of passing of old age begin to go down. Actually, peak chances 83.
Yeah.
Good math, Dave. Good math. Oh man, you got him boo-hooing now, dude. Got him boo-hooing.
Yeah, well,
he's got things going on at the house, bro.
Yeah.
But hey, you becoming home here, Amanda's gonna be here. It'd be cool, dude. Why not? We're gonna have a good time. What do you got? I hear you plucking. What do you got tonight? Which act did you pull out of the closet?
We got the flaming T-Burst.
The vintage
T-Burst. Yeah, it's got some really nice color to that thing, man. It really does. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. But,
yeah, it's nice.
It's got the old style humbuckers in it, and this one thumps pretty good. It's got a heavy sound, I equate it to the old Bad Company kind of thumpy sound. But,
Bad Company.
Fun. Yeah, man, it's fun to play.
I can't deny.
Yeah.
Love that shit, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, oh man.
What's your poison tonight, bro? I got the old JD going.
My poison is the virus of unknown origin, as always. Professionally prepared with lime and salt on the neck.
Yes. Hey, let's send a little prayer out to Brother Dwayne Ard. He's contracted COVID again, so
what?
Talk to him today. Yeah, but he's been vaccinated.
Has he had it now?
This is the second time he's had it. But he's been vaccinated. He says this time is not hitting him as hard as the last time, so maybe that says something about the vaccination. So yeah,
herd immunity, for him. Baby.
He's doing good.
Been around enough of us that don't get it. I mean, it just ran rampant where I worked not too long ago. So
really,
yeah, I never got it. I mean,
Hey, knock on wood, brother.
I'm knocking on the wood, bro. But it's the psoriasis. It's the price I pay for having these plaques all over my body. It makes my immune system super killer. You know what I'm saying?
Super killer. That's cool, man.
Super killer. Yes.
Hey, there's always a silver lining in everything, dude.
Yes, there is. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. What do we got?
We got the top of the heap, looks like.
Yes. What a great graphic to have on the day that Tim McCarver passed.
Yes, no doubt, man.
Them mobbing each other at home plate in the big game.
Big game.
But you know how we start every week here. We got to fill you in and let you know, make sure you understand that there's still a war going on in the Ukraine.
Yeah, no doubt.
Russia-Ukraine war at a glance. What we know on day 358 of the invasion. We are 1 week away. When we come on next week, if they haven't stopped this, they will have been going for 365, bro. It'll be 1 year next week.
Oh, that's a deal. That's going to happen. So
Zelensky rules out giving up territory in any peace deal. Well, there you go. We'll be talking about
he
next week, right?
He needs to not do that for real.
UK opposition leader and Israeli foreign minister separately visit Kiev. So
Hmm.
they've got stuff going on there still. Don't forget, there's a war going on in the Ukraine, boys and girls. Now, the big story this week, there's several articles about the flying objects that have been all over the U.S. and Canada.
Seems like every day there's a different article about a different thing we're shooting down. So
this one is the U.S. military said late on Saturday a radar anomaly prompted the temporary closure of airspace to civilian airplanes in Montana, but no threatening object was detected. This next one we got here is NORAD shoots down an object over North America. Trudeau says a U.S. fighter shot down object over northern Canada. And this graphic right here I really liked. The U.S. has shot down 3 suspicious flying objects.
Oh, we're just shooting shit down left and right now.
In 3 days. Here's what we know.
Look, you better have a fucking flight plan over the United States, dude, because we're shooting everything down.
They're done fucking
balloons,
over the
UFOs, banners, biplanes, the whole 9 yards. We're shooting it all down. Fuck that, dude. Shoot it all down.
Sean Estep, he says, "Hey, what's going on?
What's happening? What's happening?
Good to see you, man.
Thanks for joining in."
Yeah. But
yeah, we're shooting everything down.
Getting back to what I was talking about. Let's see. Where is? Yes, here's the graphic. Apparently, somewhere over the Alaskan Canadian border, we shot something down.
Looks like we shot an alien down. An alien balloon looks like, a big alien balloon.
Yep, it's crazy. And then, of course, because of all this, we've got tweets coming out of videos of what are suspected UFOs, right? These crazy things. Look at this. They slow this down to where you can see it. Do you see this thing?
I'm looking.
I don't know what it is. And when they play the video at regular speed, you really can't see it.
Come on. Not believing that one.
That's what they're doing. But I'm just
not believing that one.
That's the bad thing about ufology, man. It brings out the nutcases. Speaking of nutcases, Chuck Schumer, 2 more flying objects shot down were likely balloons.
Pennywise is on the loose. Everything floats down there, and apparently everything's floating up here. So we're going to shoot that shit down. And Chuck Schumer, I think a couple of things they shot down were a couple of his hair plugs that shot off his friggin' forehead.
White House, no indication of extraterrestrial activity in recent takedowns. I don't know what to think about.
Got it. Check it out.
But it's just, wow. All of a sudden, out of nowhere,
we're shooting shit down, dude. Yeah. They got embarrassed because these balloons, that's not the first time these things been floating over. And you know how much money they just spent to shoot that balloon down?
Yeah.
Millions.
Who was it I saw talking about
millions of dollars?
Did we? It was my buddy Randy Harville put up a tweet. He said, did we really have to spend $100,000 to pop a balloon?
I'm telling you. You couldn't go up there with a freaking knife and a skydiver.
Bullets could have done it, right?
Something other than $100 million freaking missile,
That's crazy.
I mean, this is the government. They spend our money like drunken sailors. What do they care? It's not their money.
Right.
Fuck it. Shoot it down with a law rocket.
Full on fuck it mode.
I mean, honestly, God.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you got balloons up in the sky or you're flying a kite, you better have a freaking flight plan because that shit's gonna get shot down. We ain't playing no games no more.
I do have to bring up this one article, and we'll put that later on the show.
Punts that are too high in football games, that shit's gonna get shot down.
The blimp's gonna get shot down. The Goodyear blimp
shots. No more blimp shots.
Goodyear blimp isn't safe, Dan. Are you serious?
No, we're gonna shoot that down too. Yeah, fuck that. Ain't nothing up there. It's not supposed to be up there.
Well, the one that we have that's a confirmed spy balloon the House votes to condemn China over balloon
Condemned.
surveillance.
Naughty Chinese. We condemn you. Thank God our government's
that's
at
about
the
what
job,
they heard
man.
when they read
I'm
this.
telling
Right?
you. Thank God for our government condemning China.
It's just dumb, man. Politics is
taxpayer
just a
dollars.
silly thing, and the whole time we've
The
got
best and brightest.
these are our best and brightest.
The best we can do.
But you know what, boys and girls, you know what this is, right? It's what they like to call a psyop, but it's what Dan and I like to call.
Please disperse. Nothing to see here.
Because they
Nothing
really
to
don't
see
want
here.
you paying attention to what's going on in Ohio, boys and girls.
I
You
mean,
don't wanna
honest to
pay
God,
attention
what's
to
going
that
on
at
up
all,
there? Gee whiz.
right? Ohio
What are they
right now,
doing?
and this was a couple of days ago. It says that's a giant cloud of polyvinyl chloride and a ton of other
Absolutely.
bad chemicals. The
That's
local
awesome.
police blew it up like a beached whale. Now megatons are Chernobyling Ohio, and there's
sure.
a news
Yeah.
blackout, and the police are beating reporters and camera people and dragging them. Wow. Now I don't know if that's
like
confirmed or
something
not,
right out of a
but
Stephen
these
King book,
pictures
dude.
don't look good at all.
No. That can't be good for the
No
air
Look at that.
quality.
Just from the
I
air,
mean,
what
shit.
the footprint that's leaving in the air.
I mean,
And they
it's like
and
an
they
oil
only
slick
they
in the
only
atmosphere.
evacuated a mile radius around this thing. Okay.
There's another one. Nothing to see here.
Right?
Yeah, these fuckers right here, man.
You can see Leslie Nielsen right here, can't you? He's
mean,
right
honest to God.
there.
Please disperse. Nothing to see here.
I mean, it just makes me wonder: is this all an op just to get us looking at something else?
What was the idea of doing that anyway? What were they trying to do?
Well, you know that when this thing first derailed, they were trying to put it all. They had, I think they had dug some kind of a way to a ravine or something that could hold it, and then they were going to light it. You know, that's how they were planning on getting rid of it. I mean, you know, that look, I was watching the quartering earlier today, and he was covering an article. I really was up against it today, you know, putting a video together and everything, and I didn't get a chance to grab the article, but I can tell you what he read to us earlier today. Shout out to the quartering, by the way. He does great work. He said that they had a town hall meeting, and the guys from the rail company didn't even show up.
They didn't even show.
Yeah. It's a sad situation up there, man. We got to pay attention to what's going on up there, because I mean that it's not. I don't think it's an exaggeration to call
the company was willing to
a
pay out
Chernobyl level event, because what's this going to do to the groundwater, dude? Burning, it's
groundwater,
great.
air,
That's awesome.
You name it.
But it's all coming right back down.
Sure.
You know, and it's going to be well over that. Look, guys, I'm not a scientist and I'm not an expert or anything, but that
I'm not a smart man,
bigger rating,
but I know what poison is.
Right? I might not be a smart man, but
I know what poison is.
That cloud's bigger than a mile. I mean, you know.
You know what? And we were talking about this the other day. I guess the payout that the damages that the company was willing to pay out to the city in damages would equate to like $5 a family or something like that. Now that's just criminal, dude.
Yeah, it is. It's look.
That just shows you the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty much.
They give a shit less. They give a shit less if they poison that whole damn town and it dies. What do they care?
You know,
the train's still going to run through there when they're all said and done.
They had a situation not too long ago, Dan, in Flint, Michigan, where they found lead in the water and that kind of thing. And I don't even think that's been
through neglect of the local government. Yeah. How did that ever happen?
Please disperse. Nothing to see here.
Yeah, it's It's horrible.
Whole towns, cancer running rampant through towns because of pollution of some way, shape, or form from manufacturing or some kind of damage, whatever you want to call it. You'll see a little bit of sensationalism right when it happens, and then it'll go away, but that town will still be there, and they'll still be suffering, and that town will die. There's places in Pennsylvania, old coal mine towns, that are just polluted, and nobody lives there anymore. I mean, ghost towns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Damage is done. So.
Yeah. And if you want to know why we have the EPA, this is why. I mean, and I'm not saying that they do a great job or anything, but it's better than nothing. First of all, we've got to have some kind of regulation on this stuff, man.
I'm all for checks and balances. That's no doubt. The problem is when you introduce government into the checks and balances, it just gets so muddy, and good is
then the
rarely
dollars
if ever
get thrown in
done.
there.
Yeah. It's too bad private corporations can't police themselves. It's kind of like what we talked about last week about the police policing themselves. It just is never going to work. So
it's not. It's not at all.
Nope.
Okay, so let's see. We got one more out of the Ukraine and Russia that you brought me earlier tonight.
Ukraine
and Russia.
See, sorry everybody for wiping my nose. Dallas is killing me with the freaking allergies. So
killing you with the allergies. This one is. Oh my God! Would you stop with the ads? Okay. Top Putin war official plunges 160 feet to her death from high-rise building.
Yes. What is that all about? I didn't get a chance to read that freaking article. I do apologize.
Marina Yakina, that's her on the screen there. 58 was discovered by a passerby at the entrance of a high-rise in Zeminshina Street in St. Petersburg.
Committed suicide.
Russian news telegram channel MASH reported. She is believed to have fallen 160 feet to her death. Her personal belongings and documents were found on a balcony in the building.
Yeah, they're calling it a suicide, but boy, that sounds really staged to me, dude. Yeah, what do they call that? Like a cornucopia of evidence that's just too much? I don't know.
Things are getting crazy, man. It's kind of funny how anytime somebody gets close to Putin or crosses him in public, they end up disappearing. May not be immediate, but I mean, we're talking poisonings going on and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, man. People
but
just
look,
disappear.
We got these same issues right here in the States. We reported last week there was a young Christian woman that was I believe it's a city council member in New Jersey, had gotten shot outside of her house. Well, guess what? It must be a pandemic there. A dreadful coincidence. A second New Jersey council member is shot dead in a car.
Yeah,
but officials don't think they're linked.
Yeah, that's bullshit. You'd have to investigate that under the assumption that they are linked. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? That's ridiculous. Milford Borough Councilman Russell Heller, 51. I guess Milford Borough is the place that he represents. Was in the parking lot of PSE&G Energy Company.
Former employee approached him and shot him in his car.
Wow. What's he? Okay. The fact that he's outside an energy company raises the hairs on the back of my neck. Oh my God. Really? Wow. What the hell's going on in New Jersey, man? And at the same time, what the hell's going on in New York? What's with the Oriental population as a whole?
Old Oriental guys, often people are in large numbers,
losing their minds. U-Haul driver, New York City rampage leaves 1 dead and 8 hurt. what the heck is this?
So
all
now,
about?
are we going to ban U-Hauls and take away licenses to
Oh yeah,
drive
we're gonna have to
U-Hauls?
outlaw
Are we going to do
U-Hauls.
that?
No more moving yourself. You're gonna have to hire a moving company. Pay out
You're
pocket.
going to have to hire the government to move you.
The government's gonna have to move you. We can't have no civilians moving themselves. Can't have that shit. Nope, not gonna have it.
So we can't blame that one on the guns. So
Nope. I just thought it was interesting that this guy's name, his son identified him as Wang Sor.
What? I'm sorry.
Is that made up?
That's not a good name. That's not a good name.
Hang
That's
on,
a terrible
folks. I don't
name.
want you to think I made this up. Let me blow this up here. Wang Sor is the guy's
Wang
name.
Sor?
Where is it? Where is it? Let me
Is that his
highlight it.
battle cry or
Here it is.
something
Here
like
it is.
that?
When I blew it up, it moved. Wang Sor. There he is.
Come
Wang
on.
Sor. 62
No wonder
year
he's
old
so
troubled man
angry.
with a history of harmful behavior and stints behind bars.
Yeah, because his Wang Sor.
His
That's
wang
why.
is sore.
That's like... Oh, it's too bad. It's too bad.
Dude, no
Who
wonder he's
names your
frustrated
kids,
with a
man?
name like that. He's got to be
I
frustrated.
mean,
man.
come on.
Good Lord, dude.
Nobody's listening. Wang Sor. Wang Sor.
Wang Sor.
Oh, smash, smash, smash. So fucked up.
Oh, good Lord. Okay, well,
Bad.
boys
Bad,
and
bad.
girls, that does it for the top of the heap. But, you know, this whole thing with shooting down a bunch of stuff all of a sudden. Look, let me tell you something. There's a group of guys with Pop Culture Minefield. They do a UFO Wednesday show. And man, oh man, things are on and popping on that show. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those guys are all about it. We got to find out what's going on here.
Yeah.
Montana, they got nuclear silos out there. Yeah, man. You know.
You're never going to find out anything. I'm telling you that right now. So.
No, you're not. It's all smoke and mirrors.
Yep.
It's all smoke and mirrors. Because
where's Hunter Biden in all this?
Right. Yeah. Well, you know, hey, cross your fingers
Living his best
and hope
life,
the
I
hearings
guess.
that are going on right now with social media. They started with the social media guys, you know, keeping it under wraps. And let's hope that we get down to the simple questions.
Why was Kennedy killed? Who benefited? Who has the power to cover it up?
I mean, they've been talking to these social media guys forever now. I mean, it's a known fact that they covered shit up, but they're still talking to them. What is that all about?
Yeah.
They're just hoping for the American public just to lose interest in, and that's what always happens. So there you go.
They're just trying to hide the fact that Hunter Biden is an ass.
And you got your head all the way up it.
He is an ass.
That's just all there is to it, man.
He is,
and you know why? Because he is.
I love that video, man.
No, you do. All right. Wait. Oh, man. I guess we're messing around too much because I got somebody yelling at me.
What do we got?
What do we got?
We got the Jock Strap. We got the different kind of elite trying to tell us how to live and all that good stuff. But you know what? The really good guys, the really good millionaires in that bunch, they just play the game. That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it's great to see Philip Seymour Hoffman burying those threes, though.
Dude, he's just jacking them up for real. And then
you better have him on
place kicker, man.
He's the MVP.
He's getting jacked in the face.
He's the MVP. Yeah. And
how
speaking of MVP,
how can you argue with that freaking form, dude? Look at that form.
I'm telling you, man. But speaking of MVPs, dude, the league MVP of this year actually won the Super Bowl for the first time since Kurt Warner did it in 1999. Patrick Mahomes and his boys came back from a 10-point halftime deficit to as you can clearly see here, it was 24-14 at halftime, and they came all the way back and won it by a field goal. And you didn't watch this one this year.
I didn't watch any of that game. That is the first time I've not watched a minute of a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Did not care. Didn't care about it at all. I figured the Chiefs would win that game. It was surprising to see the quarter by quarter when I woke up. And so Philadelphia, it looks like they had that game to win, but they let it get away.
In true Chiefs fashion, they let them get a lead before they started playing. Well, I sent out a tweet at halftime, Dan, and I know you didn't watch it, but the mistake they were making in the first half, their defense anyway, was they kept rushing past Hurts. And every time they did it, he took off for 20, 30 yards, dude. It was ridiculous. He was getting
you got to maintain those rush lanes to keep him in the pocket.
They were running
if anything, make him move to his immediate left. Maybe he's right-handed, though, right? Make him move to his left so he'd have to come. Yeah. But if you don't keep that gap integrity, he's going to have those open lanes straight.
And that's what was happening in the first half, man. He was gutting them on the ground, and they really. Spagnuolo did a great job with his halftime adjustments because that ended in the third quarter. I tweeted it out during Rihanna's halftime show. I was like, look, Eagles need to keep doing what they're doing, but KC needs to fix Mahomes' ankle because he retweaked it there at the end of the second quarter, and it wasn't looking good. I said, and the other thing they got to do is stop rushing past Hurts. This is ridiculous. They got to play contain, man. He's killing them, and God love him. Hurts had a great game, but he did make.
I saw his stat line. He had a monster game.
Yeah, he
but
did.
The big fumble
and so did
apparently
AJ
was,
Brown. Yeah. I mean, the Eagles just, you can say what you want. Mahomes is special, dude. That guy's he's gonna go. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. That's just all there is to it.
He can play for real. What you saw was Big 12 football. You had the two Big 12 quarterbacks and Big 12 football and. No defense. So there you go, man.
That's the kind of career Sam Bradford could have had if he wasn't made of glass. If you didn't look at him sideways and he got hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's because all those Big 12 quarterbacks can do it. Hell, Chase Daniels, the guy that played backup for your Saints for so long, man. There's a reason why they had him on the roster, man. He could do it too.
He had a monster career in Missouri.
Yeah, he did.
But I think when he was playing for Missouri, I believe they went into the SEC.
Yeah, they did. So shit ended.
Yep.
But to their credit, they have done the best out of all the teams that have joined the SEC from the outside. Missouri has. They've made
Missouri has played in the SEC title game. They've had a measure of success.
Yep.
They're a little bit down right now, but overall, of the teams that have migrated in, Missouri has done far better than any other team.
A&M's had some success, but not
They've
near
never played
what
for
Missouri
the SEC
has.
title game.
Yeah.
Never played for the SEC. No. Arkansas never has played for the SEC title game. I mean, those teams just have not panned out. And they've got great boosters and great fan bases. Missouri is, if you ever see their home stadium, it's a very small stadium. But they've done far better than the two bigger programs.
I'll tell you what, I can't wait till the new college football game comes out because I'm gonna get that one and I'm gonna do like I used to do. I'm gonna put Bossier Parish Community College in a high school stadium and win the national championship.
There you go. There you go.
Let's get back on track here, guys. There is fallout from the Super Bowl, as there always is. Chiefs quarterback announces retirement following the Super Bowl, and that would be Chad Henne. We kind of knew that was coming. 57-year-old Chad Henne, who actually stepped off the bench and scored a touchdown for them in a playoff game this year. Actually,
look, he did that this year. He did that the previous years. There's been a couple of times where he's had to come in for an injured Mahomes, and he's kept the ship afloat.
Yep. Yeah.
So he's earned his Super Bowl rings.
He earned it. He earned it.
Yep.
Also, let's see. That's about Patrick Mahomes winning the Super Bowl. And I wanted to point out to you guys, in case you didn't believe me, I want to make sure you understand. I called this that morning. Okay. My compatriots there, Knock, had them losing by 17 to the Eagles. Matt from Small Time Republic had them losing by 10, and this is what I said.
Okay.
I am going.
That's impressive what you said.
This, boys and girls, I am going to be one of the few voices that picks the Chiefs. I'm going to say that they're going to win a 35-32 victory. It's going to be
pretty close.
Goal late in the game. And I think it's going to come down to who's going to have the ball last because much like Knock, I believe in Andy Reid. And I remember the Super Bowl loss against the Buccaneers. I don't think I've ever seen a quarterback do more trying to will his team back than Patrick Mahomes did in that game. He played his ass off at the end of that game. And I think we're going to see the same kind of effort out of him. And
it would have been kind of weird if you picked the Eagles and the Chiefs.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure you guys understood. I called it that morning, and I was really close on the score too. And I said
you were really close on the score. I called the Chiefs win, but I called it much. I said it was going to be 34-17 Chiefs, but I figured the Chiefs would win that game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all about Super Bowl. They had the experience, and again, I think they just would be able to match whatever the Eagles brought to the table. And
right.
You know, I didn't watch the game. I heard there was some questionable calls, blah blah blah. But even the one that's in question, the guy that got called on the play, he's even
freely admits he grabbed it, and he did. It was. If I have an issue with it, it's the point of the game that it happened in, Dan. It was a third down play, and if they got another first down, the game was basically over. You know, the Eagles had used their timeouts, and God love him, the guy made a mistake, but it was not a glaring one. You know how they get in these playoff games and they let them play, right? You know, there's a lot of manhandling going on out there and stuff, and this particular it was called correctly. I just hated the timing of it, man, because it gave them
I'll
a fresh
tell you
set
this.
of downs. You know,
they get no sympathy from the Saints fan. We all know what happened in the Rams game.
Yes. We know.
It doesn't get any more blatant than that, so they get no sympathy from me, bro.
Hey, Lunatic, how you doing, man? It's good to see you, Sears. And yes, I did call it. I was a little bit off on the final score. I said 35-32. It ended up being 38-35, but I was off by a little bit, but I knew it was going to be a field goal late in the game. I knew it. But,
good call. Good call.
Yep. Hey, man, that's why.
Good on you, mate.
That's why my friends call me the coach. Of course, my brother calls me a moron, but he's a coach too, though. So he knows this stuff too. But
I
anyway,
don't call you a moron, that's for sure.
I know.
I do question some of your logic. But
speaking of logic, the Eagles decided they didn't need their coordinators anymore.
Well, that's what happens when you make it to the Super Bowl. Your coordinators get picked. They go, man. So
the Cardinals reached an agreement with their new head coach, and it is former Philadelphia Eagles coordinator Jonathan Gannon. God love you, man. I think you're going to regret this decision, but hey, if you can turn this around, I'm going to call you one of the greats because you are walking into a mess. He is the new Cardinals head coach. And
I tell you what, the Cardinals have got a lot of talent there.
If
they can find a way to harness, the offensive side of the ball, because their defense plays hard all the time.
Yes,
they just need a little bit more balance on the offensive side. And if they can do that, it wasn't too long ago the Cardinals were vying for that division, so they're not too far off. I think that coach they had a little bit too. He didn't have control of that locker room, that's for sure.
No.
And you can't have that. So
no, you can't. I knew it was over for him. I told you, Dan, earlier in the season, whenever Kyler Murray came over the sidelines yelling at him.
Yeah, you can't have
yelling right in his face, and he didn't retort.
Yeah, you can't have that.
I'm like, wow, you can't have that, dude. That whole team saw that. Give me a break.
You can see he was checked out at that point. So.
Yeah. And it's funny, Rich Eisen interviewed him, and he said, I've been here 3 years and it feels like 100. It's just he was worn out, dude. He was.
All I know is Phil Simms tried to yell at Bill Parcells one time, and that didn't work out very well for him.
Didn't work out good for Phil. No. He stepped his game up after that, though.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And speaking of great coaches, I don't know how they've passed this guy over for so long, but the passing game you love in the NFL today, boys and girls, was invented by this dude right here.
Absolutely. Eric Coryell, man.
Georgia's
absolutely.
Coaching legend and father of the modern passing game receives elusive hall pass. He's finally going into the Hall of Fame with the 2023 class. And
he should have went in when he was alive, honestly.
He should have, he should have went in 5 years after he retired. He should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. Just because, look, guys, just because you don't win a ring does not mean you're not awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
That Eric Coryell, Doug Flutie run offense that he developed was just nuts.
It was way ahead of its time for, in the 70s, way ahead of the time. They were throwing that ball all over the place and just running up crazy numbers. Dan Faust, Hall of Famer, Kellen Winslow. I mean, and there's some, if you follow the tree there, the fruit that this guy bared, man, there's a lot of people that were influenced by what he was doing back in the 70s.
Yeah.
So
I believe
Sam,
I
overdue.
believe Sam Weiss was on his staff as a young coach. I mean, you're definitely right. His fingers are all over today's NFL. It's. I mean,
and they
Bill
were putting
Walsh,
up those numbers when that the it was not geared to the offense at that point.
No,
and they were
it was
designed in place
defense.
to pick up,
you could
big chunks of yard in the passing
football
game.
field back then. Yeah, it was, and they were putting up crazy numbers with that offense, even though they were running that gauntlet every game. So I'm glad to see that one.
The
Also,
only thing that slowed down the Chargers was that freaking ice bowl in Cincinnati, man, because if it's not for that, because that just killed their passing game. It just killed it.
Yeah. If you can't run your routes and have the speed that some of their receivers had, for sure.
And just throwing the ball, it was like throwing an icicle, So
for sure. The passing game is definitely hurt in bad weather. Now, sticking with football, we got this story. Apparently, Oklahoma and Texas agree to exit Big 12 conference after the 2003-2004 season.
Yep. I think they have to pay like $100 million, whatever.
$100 million to join the SEC. They're paying the Big 12 $100 million.
The boosters for those two programs can find that in their cushions, so that's not a big deal for them.
Yeah, they're two of the biggest. I mean, next to Notre Dame and
hell, the
Bama.
SEC might pay that for them. So anyway,
right?
Whatever.
Come on, we need some cannon fodder.
I got this right here in my back pocket. So, welcome to the big time, Oklahoma and Texas.
I'm not looking forward to it right away. Well, it'll make us better in the long run, no doubt, but it's gonna hurt. Because one thing the Big 12 doesn't do is play defense, dude. We're all offense. So we're walking into a gauntlet of good defenses, and it's not going to be pretty to start with.
It's a whole different animal that you'll deal with,
Yes, it is.
Man.
It's a whole different animal. That's for sure. All right. Oh, wait. I'm getting something through the ear.
What do we got?
We got the Flix.
We got Luke get his friggin' hand cut off. We got Drago and Rocky busting each other in chops. Indiana Jones about to get shot with a bunch of darts.
Just
because it
mayhem.
Sandbag is not enough.
Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria.
It's just all there is to it. Well, boys and
just
girls,
got that hand just fucking tough.
As we usually do, we're going to start with the box office receipts for this week. Apparently, Avatar's been knocked off the top spot. It is overtaken by Magic Mike's Last Dance. Apparently, the girls were going to the movies this week. $8 million for that one, $7 million for Avatar: Way of Water. Titanic's re-release made $6 million. I almost took Rhonda to this on Valentine's Day, but she had to work the next morning. That's a 3-hour movie. So we watched it at home. We did our Mexican, our Taco Tuesday, like we always do. Then we watched Titanic at home. And then you got 80 for Brady with $5 million.
Yawn Fest.
And Yawn Fest. And the top 5 is rounded out by Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. That thing is still making millions every weekend. Wow. That thing's been on. How many weeks has it been? 8 weeks.
It's been there for a while, dude. It really
8
has.
weeks. And it's making millions every weekend.
Down 29%, down 54%, down 36%,
right?
Down 61%.
80
They're still making money though.
Up a little bit though. Okay.
80 for Brady's up.
Right here. What is this changed? Plus 27. Oh, it's how many theaters it's in. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's down 54%.
Down 54%, man.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what's going on at the box office. Of course, I'm looking forward to going to see Ant-Man, but if you read the reviews, they're not liking it, man. I don't know. I'm looking forward.
A Marvel movie that people are not liking? That's amazing. I wouldn't even think that. Marvel wouldn't do anything to existing characters to make them shitty.
No, they wouldn't do that, would they, Dan? No. Oh, me. Well, I'm still going to see it. I want that one and the Captain America movie that's near the end of this phase. I'm looking forward to seeing those two. The rest of it, I could care less. Really, I don't want to watch Daredevil. We've talked about this. A whole list of stuff that's not.
Yeah.
But hey, we'll see what happens. Let's see.
And I'm sure we're going to talk about the article that I sent you today. So.
The article you sent me today.
The Punisher.
Oh yeah. It's in here.
Nice.
It's in here. But yeah. We're not there yet though. Hang tough, bro. Speaking of Marvel and how great they're doing, Brie Larson isn't the star of her own movie. What
am I looking at? What am I looking at?
That's actually, Dan, believe it or not, this chick is Ms. Marvel, and she's
it looks like the Michelin Man. That's what it looks like.
No, she's a newer Ms. Marvel, and she's a teenager. And actually, if you watch the shows on Disney Plus, this is actually the best one they've put out is Ms. Marvel, because they didn't destroy an existing character. They actually portrayed a new character that was pretty good. You know,
they just create a new shitty character.
It looks like the Marvels is going to have Monica Rambeau. It's going to have, of course, Brie Larson's Captain Marvel, and Ms. Marvel, who it's a teenager who looks up to Captain Marvel. And it's pretty funny. Marvel Studios chief Kevin Feige says Kamala Khan is the real breakout star of the Marvels. So, yeah, Captain Marvel's not even going to be the star of her own movie. Doesn't look like it. But we'll have to see if anybody's going to go see Marvel movies, because according to AMC, they're changing the prices of their seats.
Yeah.
New pricing system on seat locations. And I saw a map of what this is going to do. Apparently, it's going to make the premium seats the ones that are like 5 rows back and
right center mass, 5 rows back.
Yeah. And the stuff on the perimeter is going to be less.
Good luck with that, AMC. I don't go to that theater.
That could explain why my man Nerdrotic sent this picture out. He went to see Ant-Man earlier today, and he's in an empty theater seeing Ant-Man.
I mean, honestly,
it could be an explanation for that. I don't know. It could be. You never know. But
it's empty theaters on opening week because Marvel has, they partnered with freaking Disney, and now they're putting out straight crap, crap.
Straight up caca.
Yep.
That's what they putting out, man. That's for sure. Well, we have to finish up the Flix this week with the loss of one of the greats. I don't know a person around that hasn't watched something with this girl in it, at least people my age. Now, you younger folks may not know who this is, but This is the glorious Raquel Welch. Anybody that's ever bought a Playboy magazine knows who this chick is. I mean, it's she was a gorgeous lady, and that poster, it's iconic. That shot right there, everybody knows who that is. That's Raquel Welch. She was a dish back in the day, and she's been in modern movies too. I mean, she's done a lot of stuff, but she passed away this week. I believe, let's see, how old was
82 years old.
She was 82 years old. And it says here, a 1 million years BC actress and Hollywood sex symbol, dead at 82. Yeah, it's a shame. She was gorgeous. I mean, anybody my age remembers her because there were so many iconic posters and pictures of her. And she was gorgeous. That's just all there was to it. And
well, see, that's the only way I know her is from posters and pictures like that. I don't know that I ever watched a movie that she was in.
Well, you've seen her in movies. They had a clip. I was watching a story on her, and I think it's one of the ones with Reese Witherspoon. She was in not too long ago. Legally Blonde. Yeah, that movie from a few years back.
Wouldn't have watched that. So.
She was in it. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good stuff, Dan.
No.
You should watch it.
No.
You'd laugh your ass off. It's good stuff. Just because it's got a chick in the lead doesn't mean it's not funny. I love that movie.
It's not my genre, bro.
And the other one she did, oh God, what's it called? Clueless. Clueless is great. The guy that plays Ant-Man, Paul Rudd, he's in that flick, plays her brother.
Now, I've seen that movie.
He's
that movie's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
It always reminds me of Amanda and Hillary. You remember the girl you used to call Hillary Rodham Clinton? That's what those two remind me of that movie.
Yep.
Oh man, but that's it for the flicks this week. Glad we got to experience the Raquel Welch existence there, man. She was a gorgeous lady.
Yeah.
She really was.
Godspeed.
Yeah.
Thanks again for the memories, of course, and sad to see her go, but nobody lives forever, and yet Plenty continues.
He just keeps on going, man. Keeps on trucking. He just keeps on trucking, brother. He showed up. Oh, wait. What do we got? Got them earthquakes, man. Got them earthquakes going on around the country.
Oh, this lady right here. Stop with the makeup already. Just stop.
I can't help it.
It's too bad.
I can't help it. She can't help herself.
She can't.
She can't help herself, bro. She just can't help herself. Let's see. All right. First one we got in earthquakes tonight, boys and girls. This one here. This guys, that thing in Ukraine needs to end pretty soon. Moldovan prime minister resigns. Government collapses.
Yep.
Moldova's government collapsed Friday as pro-Western Prime Minister Natalia Gravalita resigned, adding to a series of crises that have gripped the small nation since Russia invaded its neighbor, the Ukraine.
Yeah. And, some of the fallout, and it just has spilled over into that little country, and they're just not equipped to handle it. Power outages, missiles flying across their border. I mean, it's really a bad mess because they're a border state there, and the power outage is a big thing, and they're financially they've collapsed, and so she's jumping ship, and that little country's in turmoil now. So that's just another byproduct of war. So it's a bad situation over there all the way around.
They've got to come together over there and get that. It's got to end.
But Ukraine cannot give away any land. They can't do that, because once you do that, you open the door for them to say, well, okay, we'll just take this part, and then we'll take this part, and it doesn't stop, man. It doesn't. Hitler showed us it doesn't stop. You can't appease a tyrant. You can't.
Keep going. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. Ruben says, "Rip Raquel." Ruben says, "Earthquakes. Sorry, that is me. Rock the world of the ladies. Hail." My man Ruben, dude. Yeah, he gets all that tail, man. Well, look out. He steps in the room, the fish stops swimming, bro. That's just all there's to it.
Oh yeah.
No doubt. Let's see what else we got under the earthquakes here, man. Oh yeah, well, yeah, we got more of this stuff. Horrific 3 dead, 5 hurt in Michigan State University shooting. Victims were transported to the hospital, some with life-threatening injuries. This was shortly after. Looks like these are pictures of the guy coming in here. Investigators are looking into the motive of the 43-year-old suspect who is accused of opening fire. Yeah, that's sad. We got another shooting, and this one's at Michigan. Did I see that right? Michigan State. Yeah.
Michigan State. Yep.
Home of the Spartans,
I believe that's
right?
In East Lansing, Michigan, is the home of the Michigan State Spartans, I believe.
Man.
But yeah, there you go. You got another disgruntled wackadoo decided to shoot a bunch of people up for whatever. Freaking 43. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll find out. Did this guy get arrested? Did he kill himself? Whatever happened to him?
Let's see.
Anybody know?
Let's see if I can find
Chime
out
into the chat and let us know.
Right. Let's see.
Let us know what happened to that
on the campus. Let's see. He is not a student, faculty, or staff, and we have no idea why he came to the campus. Do this tonight. I don't know if they caught him or not. I have no clue.
Heart goes out to the families of the victims and anybody in that community, man. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks. It just, more of the same. More of the same. You've got to. We're so disconnected now. I mean, you would think with the internet, it would bring people together and stuff.
That's the ironic thing, right? We are disconnected as a species
than ever. Yeah, no doubt. And
we're not social with each other. You're not being social when you sit behind a freaking computer screen and you don't interact with people.
That's it.
That's not being social.
Being social is going to meeting your neighbor and saying hi to him, seeing how he's doing.
How's it going? Shake their hand. See the nonverbal, because you can communicate without running your mouth at all.
Yep.
But we don't do that anymore. So people don't know how to handle when they go out in social situations. I was bullied, or I was misunderstood. And bang, 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 bang. I went, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
We need to get out and really talk to each other and fellowship more to find, and meet like Joe said, meet your neighbor, man. That's how you socialize.
Yeah.
It's not being in a
chat
when they
room. Have that national night out, have a cookout, man. Meet your neighbors. I mean, that's that. Let me tell you something. They're the people that are going to be there when. Look, I mean, you know how it is around here, Dan. It's all Air Force people and stuff. When Richard Toole across the street, when a limb came down in his yard, there was 3 guys out there with chainsaws.
Yep.
Immediately, within an hour, I didn't even have to grab mine. You know what I mean? I mean, that's that's how my neighborhood is. But not every neighborhood's like that. Some people live in bad neighborhoods.
Not every neighborhood is like that.
They've got bars in the windows and stuff.
They go out of their way not to be around each other, So
says E. Clay Thomason says, I think he shot himself. Okay. The article I pulled up here was from the night it happened. So I'm not sure exactly what the fallout was on that one.
Yeah.
But anyway, the next one, we got some news about a different shooter. A Buffalo shooter gets life sentence shortly after man charges him at the man in court. The gunman who killed 10 people and injured 3 more in a racist mass shooting at a Buffalo, New York supermarket last year was sentenced on Wednesday to life in prison without parole. The sentencing came during a tense hearing in which someone in the audience rushed at the gunman and was restrained by court officers. I'm glad this guy faced justice. Most of them end up doing exactly what E. Clay said that the guy in Michigan did. They usually end up offing themselves or getting shot to death by police. I'm glad to see when they get caught. when they don't get to take the easy way out. You know what I'm saying? It's much better
I guess
that way.
New York State doesn't have the death penalty because the taxpayers are on the hook now for this guy's 3-room, the board, and the food, and the TV, and the cell phone he's going to get, and all the medical attention he's going to get. Try to help him with his problems.
Yes, sir.
So yeah,
yes, sir.
Too bad. I'm all about a capital punishment. I just am.
Yeah, I know you are.
I'm all about it.
I used to be. And I just there's too many flaws in the system now.
I think we need to expand capital punishment, actually.
No.
Yes.
I hear you, brother. We have to agree to disagree on that one, brother.
Absolutely.
I'm just glad to see that he didn't get the easy way out. This guy is going to have to live with what he did. Okay, let's see what's the next one. Oh, yeah. You can tell us about this one. Who is Nikki Haley, former South Carolina GOP governor, announces run for president in 2024? Who is this young lady, man?
Oh yeah, she's a vet. She's was part of the Trump administration, governor of first. What did they say? The first Indian female governor. I believe that's India. I would imagine because I don't think it says her parents came over and settled in this country and business in this country, and she was part of that business. And then moves on, and yeah, she's thrown her hat into the ring, and you hear a lot of good things about her. She was backed by Senator Palin a long time ago, so there's some big names around her. Again, part of the Trump administration. Now, look, the narcissist Trump is going to say something. Now that she's got her hat in the ring, he's going to say, he's going to sling dirt at her, just like he does everybody else.
Yeah,
I'm wondering what he's going to have to say about her. So, so we'll see. See how it goes. But I thought it was interesting that her star is definitely on the rise, and I thought it was interesting that she threw her hat in the ring. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Okay. This one is from your birth state. They forgot to wear their hoods. Mississippi mayor says new law would create colonized court system in district.
Yeah.
Now, I read some of that.
They're going to have courts for white crime and courts for black crime. White judges, black judges. They're really segregating things there, and it's very bizarre what they're trying to do. Yeah.
That does not sound right at all.
Mississippi is throwing all in with some of their roots here, and that doesn't sound good. So, I think that's the mayor there.
Yeah, it's Jackson, right? Isn't that the capital?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Mississippi is in total disarray. I mean, they really are, and now they're really digging into some really bad, opinions and philosophies. So, I don't know how that's going to work out there, man.
You see more and more corruption coming out of that state. I mean, weren't we talking about the Brett Favre, Ted DiBiase Jr. scandal with the I think they were using school lunches or something like that to siphon off a bunch of money. Something like that.
They were taken from some kind of social programs and funneling that money to private interests, which was it's bad. Mississippi's in disarray right now, really.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you.
I always tell people, I mean, everybody says, "Oh yeah, man, that's Louisiana's the home of Edwin Edwards," and all this stuff, man. You guys are corrupt down there. I said, dude, at least we're out in the open with it. That state next to us, man, it's even worse. Trust me.
That's an entrenched bunch right there. I mean, you look at Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, a lot of these Gulf states, there's a lot of poverty in these states, and some really old oil money still runs the purse strings there. So I don't know how you change those attitudes, man, when it's
hard
right
because they're welfare states, dude.
Yeah.
They are. It's hard to, you want to talk about, they put a bunch of people on the public dime during COVID. It's been a way of life down here for a long time. So, and it's hard to get get people off of it.
And these states are not business friendly, so it's not like they're not going to be bringing in a lot of business there because they're just not business friendly.
No, not at all. Okay, we got one more before we get out of this section tonight. We got another person. Now, look, if you're going on vacation, you want to take pictures and stuff, be safe about it, man. Teen falls 30 feet to her death while hiking in Moab Rim Trail. 17-year-old slipped while hiking with a group of friends and fell 30 feet off of sheer cliff face, police said. Just horrible, man. Horrible.
Just remember not paying attention to her surroundings.
You remember we did that story last week about the guy that was shooting a TikTok video and fell 160 feet to his death off a cliff. Come on, man. You got to know your surroundings. I mean, I know it's straight out of a Batman movie, but you got to be aware of your surroundings at all times. You really do.
People are so entrenched in these. They're so entrenched in these social media outlets and putting their shit out on the social media, and they're not paying attention. You see people walk out into traffic, get hit by cars. I mean, they're just all about. Then look at me, look at me, look at me. Then wham, you get run over by an elephant. I don't know, man. What are you doing?
I don't get it, man. Don't get it. Okay, boys and girls. It's time. Buckle your chin strap. You're going to need it.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Because you know what time it is.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Again. That's right. Again, it is time to turn out the lights.
I have the utmost respect for Kurt Warner for going in there. I have the utmost respect for Kurt Warner for going in there.
Oh, man. None of that looked like fun at all, dude. Except for the guys laying in the wood. Now, they were having fun. Yikes. Yikes,
man. Every time I see that Kurt Warner getting freaking blindsided, man. Brutal.
Launched him right onto the retirement couch. Launched him right onto it.
Brutal.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Bobby McRae is sending you straight to retirement. Because you know what Bobby McRae said.
Hit, man. Sabotage, my Damien. What a time.
What a time.
All right, boys and girls, my final word tonight. I got to show you guys this video. Let me refresh this and make sure it's up to snuff here. Let's see. Yeah, let's do that. Boys and girls, they had this thing go off in hang on a second. I want to make sure I've got everything up to snuff here. All right. As soon as it goes off, I'll pop it open. Okay, here we go. Pause. Pull you back this way. All right, here we go. And there's no sound. What in the hell's going on? Why is there no sound? Okay, hang on a second, guys. I promise I'm going to get it done. My brother's going to yell at me, but I'm going to get it done. You got to believe me. You got to believe me. I will. Okay, here we go. This happened in England this week. A World War II bomb. Check it out. And it's still not playing. Why is that not playing?
Impressive.
It is impressive. Most impressive.
Oh, my God.
It's horrible. Well, at least you'll see it, right?
Yeah.
You'll see it. They were doing something, and this thing went off at a construction site right between some gas wells. Look at this thing. Let me play that back.
What was that, Joe John? What was that exploded?
It was a World War II bomb.
It was a World War II bomb? They came across it during the construction site, and they were trying to do what?
They were laying out some gas pipe in Norfolk, in London. Yeah. I don't know why the sound ain't working there. That's just crazy. But look at that.
They were supposed to do a controlled detonation, but this thing just went off on its own.
Yep. Just said bye-bye. We're done. I don't know why the sound ain't working.
And then it went into a commercial. And
and then it went right into a commercial. But yeah, I just figured I'd share that with you guys. I thought it was pretty cool. All right. So, you know what time it is.
Cinematography at its finest.
Shut up, asshole.
Got my dealers on the pepper tank.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, really, bro. All right, guys. You know what time it is.
What time is it?
It's time for that special award that goes out once a week. You know the drill. It's that award for those folks that are trying to do good. They're trying to get better at what they do, but they just can't get it right, you know.
They can't get it right at all.
The Simple Jack Award, boys and girls. The Simple Jack.
They're too stupid to get it right. That's what's happening.
Is that what's wrong?
I don't even think they know what is right, you know?
Well, this week, my brother's going to tell you all about how a man dies of a gunshot wound after MRI scanner pulls weapon from waistband during mother's procedure. What?
Yeah, the guy goes into a freaking MRI room. His mother's getting an MRI done, which everybody knows is run by a huge magnet, right? This guy brings a freaking weapon in.
Yes.
And as soon as they energize this thing, his freaking weapon is pulled out of his freaking belt loop or wherever he's got it stowed, and it hits and it discharges a freaking round because obviously he had it chambered, and somebody gets killed. There you go. Awesome, dude. This happened in Brazil. So yeah, mother goes in for procedure. They energize the MRI. Gun gets pulled out from the magnet and discharges and kills a guy. There you go. Awesome job.
What in the hell, man? What?
You would think that, it goes back to the idiot last week. I didn't know I had my weapon in my bags when I went to Mexico. Oh, I didn't know that my metal gun would get pulled out of my freaking holster and smash into something and kill somebody. I didn't know that would happen. What are you, a fucking moron?
Come on, man.
Stupidity is just running rampant. And that's all I have to say about that.
Never go full retard. Never go full
retard. I mean, how else can you explain that?
Yeah, man.
Idiot.
He went full retard because
no doubt he's cloaked to failure. Now somebody's dead because he's a freaking moron.
Oh man, just horrible,
so bad.
Dude.
So bad.
Oh, look at this. My man Matt chimed in with Rip Raquel Welch, the GOAT. Yes, she was for a long time, man. She was the face of beauty for a long time.
Yeah.
That guy was not thinking too clearly.
No.
I mean, you've got to be completely clueless to be carrying a gun into where that MRI machine is. That's just dumb.
And he had it chambered, obviously. He had one in the pipe, obviously.
Makes no sense to me.
Just stupid.
That's all right, though. We've got our brains. They're intact. Hopefully we'll keep our wits about us and we'll be okay, man.
Yeah.
That's it for this week, boys and girls. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me let you guys know what's going on with the channel here. Of course, you're watching me and my brother on the Brothers Hack the Matrix. We do this every Thursday night at 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern, hacking through today's headlines. The Matrix that is today's headlines lets you know what's really going on. And later on tonight, I think I'm going to have an impromptu session of Papa Joe Gamer After Dark on Twitch. Probably play a little Madden, maybe a little DCUO. I've been missing my video games. I think I'm going to play a little bit tonight before my kids get here next week, because I won't be able to do it next week. That's for sure. That'll be over on Twitch, probably in a couple of hours, about 10 o'clock. And then, of course, the next time after that, you'll see me is Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Central, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, where I plot the upcoming issues of The Privateer. We're in issue 2 right now. And my buddy Just Fired Jim and I bring that to you every Saturday afternoon at 1:30 Central, 2:30 Eastern. And then we're done with the NFL for this year. But, guys, don't forget, the XFL starts this Saturday. So you might want to check that out. Dude, Bob Stutz is coaching a team.
Yeah,
and so is Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips is coaching the Houston Roughnecks, I think they're called, but it looks like the old Houston Oilers thing, but it's an H. It looks like an oil derrick. Yeah, their
cool.
logo. So
very cool.
Yeah, Wade Phillips is coaching them. So there's some
Very
good coaches
cool.
going to be in the XFL.
Cool.
But I've got a Sunday show still. That's every Sunday at 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. It's Dork Side of the Ring with the Dork Knight from Pop Culture Minefield, and it's brought to you by KGRA Radio, digital radio. And I have a segment on there called the State of the Apron, where I show you all the stuff in the minor leagues of wrestling that's going on. This thumbnail here, you see what's going on. It's all about an Elimination Chamber. That's Saturday night. We'll find out if Sami Zayn pulls off the big upset against Roman Reigns. I don't think he will, but you never know what's going to happen with this stuff. But that's going to be, we'll have the post show about Elimination Chamber this Sunday at 1:30 p.m. Central, 1 o'clock Central, 2 p.m. Eastern on Pop Culture Minefield's channel. And then Monday, I'll be on that 70s Rock Fans channel for It's Only Talk and Roll, and we're doing Flash Gordon. Yes, the 70s classic with the soundtrack by Queen. We'll be talking all about Flash Gordon this Monday. A bunch of us get together, a bunch of YouTubers get together with 70s and talk about some great stuff. Last week, it was all about the grunge music scene from Seattle back in the 90s. And this week, it's about Flash Gordon. And then, of course, every Wednesday, I get together with my fellow YouTubers in the chat, and we talk about the events of today and mostly pop culture on that show, because that's what I dig. Movies, video games. We just got done with a 2-part series on video games, and we will be reviewing The Last of Us until the series ends. This season ends. And that's every Wednesday at 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern. So for myself and the Hylunder, my brother, playing the guitar.
Thank you, everybody, for joining. God bless y'all.
Thanks for being with us. And until we see you again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless.